Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Nice to see all of you again. So I do not know anyone have missed the session last week. In fact, we do not have live last week. Yeah, because last Friday we were still busy. So what we are actually busy about is we were celebrating our Bee Tourist Community Festival. So this is like a yearly event, and we will do a 7 days. And what we're doing is like we will showcase according to the theme, of as a tourist, of course. So today I'm going to be back to this session once upon a time. Okay, welcome back on this Friday. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. So if you want to know what was happening last week, you can always subscribe our MBS channel, #learnlivehope. And you can always you can see all the publish, okay? The video clips are all there, yeah. And also you can just keep following our social media, such as like FB, Southeast Asia Heritage, and our Instagram, yeah. So this week, what I'm going to talk about, yeah, actually, in Malaysia currently, where I actually been more than 1 year plus, I couldn't fly to anywhere. I mean, we cannot fly out as a tourism purpose, yeah. So this is one of the reasons that we couldn't have people flying in for tourism purpose, or we fly out for tourism purpose. So once upon a time, it's the objective is to recall back, some sweet memory, or some what they call like I used to experience. I used to travel, and I just simply miss the Southeast Asia so much. And today I'm going to bring you to one of a very special island. And the reason why I pick up, this destination is also in this month in our theme is island topic. Yeah. So I want to bring you to one of this island, and which is I think during this pandemic, and most people are really looking forward. Is always like, you need more fresh air, and I think everybody enjoy go to island, right, or go to the beach side, simply because that's where you can get some fresh air and you feel the breeze. And why we love about island? Make a wild guess. Anybody have any idea, or you can just type in, and share to us what do you like about islands. Okay. Today I'm going to bring you to these special islands. It's actually very unique because the whole island itself, there was no land. In fact, the whole island was built on top of the mangrove forest. Okay, it's on top of the mangrove forest. Isn't it interesting? So in other words is, if you get into the island, of course, you have to go by ferry, or you can charter the boat if you want to. And the location is not that far away from the capital of Kuala Lumpur. So if you just travel slightly to the west coast side, it still belongs to the state of Selangor. Um, Usually, I like to encourage everybody, if you don't drive, if drive is about like more than 1 hour plus, so it's approximately like 60 kilometers towards the west, and that is very close by our royal town of state of Selangor, which is by the name Klang. Okay, it's also the state capital. Okay, state capital for Selangor, state of Selangor too. So if you keep going to the west end, so where you're going to find, that's where you come to the west port side. Okay, so as we know that Port Klang is very famous. It's one of our most important port. Yeah, but today I'm not going to talk to you about Port Klang, but I'm going to talk to you about just not too far away from this mainland of the peninsula. We have this special island. It's called Crab Island. Isn't it sound interesting? Crab. So how many of you like about crab? Do you enjoy eating crab? So do you know that where we actually can capture the crab from? And we have many types of species of the crab as well. And particularly for this crab islands is interesting because they have crab that you actually fishing by the fishing boat, but you also have trap. People do trap. Some local fishermen, what they do the trap, and they actually put the trap into the mangrove forest and just waiting for the tide to capture, another type of crabs. Yeah. So I want you to have a look on this as one of the very, how to say, I would say that this family is very interesting because many generation in their family business is just catching crab. So join me to watch a short video. Welcome back. So have you seen what I just done? That was way back, I think approximately is 2014 or 2015 when I did that scenes because I try to look for the stories of this crab island and I want to get to know the local better. Yeah, so I found this family is actually the lady's owner by the local name is called Ping. Yeah. So the whole family of Ping is actually depending, especially the husband. The husband is the main key person that every day early in the morning, he will drive his fishing boat, a very small fishing boat. It's about, I think the motor speed is about 400, we call it 400 PWD. And he will go around and searching for these crabs and will return back usually in the late afternoon. And then the whole family will start gathering like what you just seen just now. And then I just realized because sometimes I do complain about the price of the crab is too expensive, and also it's like a hassle to eat it. Then after um, when I participate on that activity, then I just realized that, how lucky we are. We still can eat crab. That's why the mangrove forest is always very important. And actually, talking about Pulau Ketam, the word Ketam is in Malay language, in our national language, is referring to the word crab. It's really called crab. And according to some local folk tales, they share to me is about like at least about 150 years ago. Okay, around 550 years ago, some Chinese community already they have been settling down themselves in the Klang area, in the mainland of the peninsula, which is I just mentioned the Klang area, and of course some fishermen, and especially in the early days, I still remember my grandfather shared to me when they came down from the China, because my grandfather is he is actually Chinese from the mainland of China, in one of the provinces called Canton province, and our dialect is Teochew. Okay, Teochew. So he came around in 1930s. My grandfather came around the time. But there's many Chinese who migrate, who have been working in and also residents in Peninsula much more longer. So for this, what you call like Pulau Ketam, Crab Island, they used to be fishermen and they were not staying in the island, but they just went there to look for some natural resources. especially when they found the crab, and then they found plenties of crab, because the whole island itself, it's mangrove forest, and we know that mangrove is playing a very important role. So what happened, and from like day trip, and slowly they think like it's a hassle, and they slowly to build up a small little settlement, and until today they have about hundreds families. Okay, 100 families is around in Pulau Ketam. So somebody introduced me about the Crab Island. It's way back. One of my very great friend. Her name is Jennifer. So Jennifer, one day she shared to me, I think about 10 over years, I think about at least 12, 13 years ago. Okay. And that was my very first trip. I still remember my very first trip to Pulau Ketam was in 2005 or 2006, sometime around there. And she shared me a very great story, because her ancestor is live in Crab Island, and that's how I get to know about the lifestyle, and also a little bit history background of this Crab Island. And then when I was arriving there was a few things I feel is really amazing, like some local culture they still keep very well, and also they have their special food, especially when we touch like nasi lemak, as everybody knows, like coconut rice, but in Pulau Ketam they have their own special way of making. So they combine the rice and together with the curry sauce, which is laksa. So usually in Malaysian, when we call the food laksa, usually it's noodle, okay, noodle with spices, a soup, and you can put different ingredients into it. But for Pulau Ketam, they have this laksa, but not noodle, but they're using rice, but of course with the seafood and the curry. Okay, this is one of their local uniqueness. And in every of the family, they believe in praying to the local god. So who is their local god? Okay, the local god in every household. If you visit the island, you observe they always build like small little shelter house. Okay, like a small little wooden house right in front of their front door, and the way the dress, it's like a very old and wise man, and usually the images it looks like sultans, like a ruler, because they will put on the dress in the yellow color, like a royal, like a royal costume, and then with the sword, okay, which is our local Malay. Usually they believe in someone have been given the power, or someone is hero. Usually they will have their sword, which is we call it keris. Okay, the local language is which mean by the word keris. Yeah. So they worshiping this and we have a name on it, which is called the dato. Okay, it's just like nato means it's like tok. Tok is like somebody who is elderly, like our great grandfather. Okay, and which is highly respected. So which is highly respected, and normally is we will pray. Okay, we will pray in the certain day, and also the festival. The festival, which is very interesting. If you have a chance want to visit the island, I remember Jennifer told me like one of the festival you shouldn't miss. So I say, what is it? They say Hungry Ghost Festival. I was like, what? Hungry Ghost Festival? And for the local people, they really believe in during that lunar month of July. They have to pray to those lonely spiritual. So everybody will prepare lots of food, and then that is the awesome one. Why? Because if you happen to visit the island, I used to experience it. I can guarantee you're going to taste lots of kind of different type of food. Because in this Crab Island, they have many different ethnic groups, such as the dialect groups. So they have like Teochew village, they have like Hokkien village, and they even have some Hainanese around. So interesting is usually how do I differentiate, or how do I know? They will divide the villages among them, by name of their village, like this is the first river, second river, or third river. This is how they go. So they don't have the street name. All the residents, they will name themselves by the different uh, what is the numbers of the river. Okay, so this is how. So when you visit there, sometimes you need to understand. It's like don't just give them the number of the house. Then you will be very confused if you say, "Oh, I'm going to visit number 10." So it could be many number 10. Because my understanding is they have total is around like 5 to 8 different villages throughout the whole island. And the best part I really enjoy is bicycle. Yeah. So if you don't bicycle, it's a little bit tough for you, yeah, in order for you to walk, to visit, village by village is really tough. So if you can bicycle, that's really awesome. That's why I say this island to me, it's very great and it's sustainable. Why? Because it's reduced all the carbon dioxide. Okay, and why I like this village so much is also because of the people. The people are so friendly. So I'm going to show you some video, like the short video clip, like when you happen to be walk around, and how people welcoming you. You even can get free food, but you have to be nice to them for sure. Okay, yeah. Let's going to watch some short video. Welcome back. So when you see the short video clips, I hope actually if you are come from the city people, normally you will be having some culture shock because everything they do catch fresh from the sea and they will do the processing. Okay, and after the processing, that's where they will exporting out, to the mainland and distribute, to the some of the restaurant. So what I enjoy most is, trust me, I'm a seafood lover. So now you know why I became so fussy. Okay, so if you know where to find the right seafood, the fresh seafood, and you have some good friend around, then definitely you have to be choosy, right? So you always look for the great quality. That's why I love so much. When I miss seafood so much, that's the time that I feel like calling Jennifer. So shall I come? And I love to go to Pulau Ketam is not for swimming activity, because it's situated in the Straits of Malacca, and the whole area is actually uh, mangrove swamp forest. So you will find muddy, but doesn't mean the water is pollution. Don't get it wrong. It's just because the bay is muddy. So sometimes you don't see like a crystal clear water because there's no coral at all because it's a muddy swamp. Okay, and that's the reason why. But I enjoy go there is because of the air, and I really have full sea view because most of the house in front, the house just behind, but the front part, the front facade is usually where they will process their work. And I would say that 100% used to be all fishermen. They all are fishermen families, but of course today some of them already changing their job and some already old. But they turn the front facade into instead of like a working station for cleaning and clearing the process for the fish, for the seafood they got it, they're receiving. So what they do is they turn it into many homestay around. Yeah, there's a lot of homestay. So I usually love to go there because I just want to be, sometimes the life is so hard and so stressful, and I just enjoy to be there. Just think of nothing, and I can be like a dumb person. I really enjoy, and then eat, rest well, and it's a nice place just to relax yourself. Yeah, and I think during that time, one of the reason that motivating me to go further, in this tourism experiences and to go further from my journey is, I think Pulau Ketam have impressed and also have inspired me a lot. Yeah, because it makes me understand it's not about just people living in on the land, but what about people who depending so much on the life below water, okay, and how people actually have to be balanced to sustain the environment and also to make sure that because fishery is their livelihood as well. Um, and it really also telling me how hard they live and with such a simple lifestyle because they don't get any electricity until 1980s. So can you just imagine when I'm there in the year 2000, just after millenniums, their lifestyle is so simple. People just got electricity not too far, I mean, not too long ago, and that's how I understand, I appreciate like life can be so simple. You just eat fresh. So I still remember every time I bought all the seafood, I no need to put anything. I just need to steam it, okay, just to steam. And of course, Chinese we love some soya sauce. Just dim with some soya sauce. That is really perfect. So you don't need like any other sauce because the food is so fresh. And I really enjoy so much is, sometimes I just enjoy to be littering, just littering. I just throw. And then of course you will say, oh Irina, how can you do the litter, coming and litter in the island? But that is the bone, the shell. I'm not littering plastic. I'm not throwing plastic into the sea. Okay. I'm just whatever seafood I have, the fish bone and the seashell, I throw back to the sea. Nothing's wrong. Okay, they straight back to the nature. Of course, some they will feel like a little bit like uneasy is because of if you go to the toilet, of course, and then everything it will be broom, go down to the sea as well. It's a very different lifestyle, but of course today they have changed. They have a modern toilet. They have a proper sewage system as well. Okay, yeah, but I really enjoy the authentic lifestyle. So it give me very great ideas. Life could be just so simple. And I still remember I have a few good friends. Sometimes when one of my girlfriend from Japan, um, Hiromi, she is, she came to see me and ask, Irina, if you don't have time, and but I need some space for resting, So can you just send me to somewhere? So you guess where do I send her? I actually sent her to Crab Island, and she stayed in the Crab Island itself for 10 days. 10 days, she stayed in the Crab Island for 10 days. And I asked her why you love the Crab Island so much. She said that it's the people so nice, they are so friendly. Yeah. So sometimes it's like we respect the culture each other. I still remember because my dialect is Teochew, and sometimes when I there, because I will always go to the Teochew village. Yeah. Then because I want to practice my Teochew language, they speak so well, and my Teochew, my dialect is a little bit out already. Yeah. And it reminds me again like how we respect our ancestors, because in each village they have a community house, which is they call Leng Chu. So originally, I don't understand. Chu it means a house. Then only I learned about from the local, because those days, whoever just newly arrived and they haven't married and they didn't get settled, they haven't settling down themselves, or some of them can't even afford to build their own house. So this is a community house that everybody, if you sharing the same like dialect, okay, you can stay in the house. Yeah. So until today, to every dialect, they still will remain this house, and basically they just keep it clean. Everybody have their own house now, of course. So that is more on like a community gathering purpose. Yeah. So it reminds me, like, sometimes in life is how the people, strangers, even though they do not know each other, but because of they sharing some they have something in common, even like dialect, language, something in common. I can speak to you, you can understand me. We can help each other. So I think this is a very interesting, community, and how we promote, to stay peace and harmony, together, even though we might come from the different background. Yeah. So importantly is we just protect each other, and try to understand each other. Okay, from that respect, the simple respect. Yeah. And this is one of the reason why it actually encouraging me also, that I see some of them, they're so passionate about their ancestor house, especially Jennifer. So I still remember Jennifer. She told me she want to return, to this island is because of she want to rebuild her ancestor house. And at first I couldn't understand, like, because gone is gone, right? Destroy is already destroyed. And why you want to put so much effort, use your own saving and want to rebuild the house. So when she brought me, to the Crab Island, and I get to know people, then I start feeling it's like, yeah, sometimes we live in the city, we are too, how to say, too distant, very distancing to each other. And when you're inside the village, the atmosphere is so different. It's everybody will help each other. Everybody is trying to, even you don't have a food, you don't worry, okay? You can always go to your neighbor and ask for some food. And in the future, you have extra, just give to them. So this is give and take, give and take. Yeah. So I like this kind of village spirits, the community spirits. Yeah. So of course, at that time, Jennifer managed to get the some support from the sibling, and then she started to rebuild the house, and she also started the homestays. Yeah. So she also run a small homestay business around it. But of course, during this pandemic time, it's a little bit difficult, and of course, the villagers, they have to learn to protect themselves as well. So not really they open much. So I hope during the post-pandemic world, when our pandemic is over, okay, and things are getting more settling down, we all can go back again, and I'm going to eat lots of seafood. You can see, like, so I still remember, like, every day, my timing is always on time. I already know, like, morning trip, what time the fishing boat will return back, and at evening time, what time, and then I just have to go there and choose, quick, and then bring, and simple, because it's fresh. Just steam it. Everything is nice. So I hope that one day we can go back together. Okay, hopefully in the near future. And until today, it's always a sweet memory to me. Yeah, seafood and how to catch the crab. And the last impressed me was actually in this crab island, they have the indigenous people. They have orang asli. Okay, they have orang asli. And I still remember in one experience in the boat trip, suddenly the tide was very low. So in the middle of nowhere, you can see like a sandy area. And I found there's a group of people. They were walking around, and with it's like a family, it's like a one family with the kids, with the parents together. So I was like, what they doing there? So out of the curiosity, I went down and checked it out. You want to know what do I found? Actually, they are catching the bamboo shell. I'm not sure you have eaten the bamboo shell before or not. Okay, so it's like it's of course the shell look like a bamboo. Okay, it looks like a bamboo, and the meat is super tasty. And I hope in the future we have a chance, you should witness it. That's why I say these people are so smart. There's no equipment, nothing. So what they did is they just, based on the sharp eyesight, they will look the hole, they will know where to find the bamboo shell. Okay, and what happened was this bamboo shell, they just pour a little bit salt, into the tiny hole, and then you will see the bubbles all coming out, and that's how they will just use a stick and poke into the hole, and they will dig it out. That's how they found the bamboo shell. Isn't it great? So they no need any equipment, just a stick. And from young, the kids already well trained. Yeah. So I do hope next time, if you happen to visit any fishing village, and not just to visit them and take photo, try to experience, if possible, be a fisherman, and you will appreciate how hard their job is. Then you will start not to waste food, and you will start to think about not to pollute the ocean, okay? So that we carry on to have our natural seafood. Yeah. So I hope you and wish you a good weekend and enjoy my Once Upon a Time session. See you next week.